All right, so the past few weeks we've been talking about slope-intercept form, which is y equals m, which is your slope, x plus b, which is your y-intercept. Today we're really going to focus in on point-slope form. So obviously this means there's a point and a slope, and we can put it all together. So here's our formula. If you have a pen and pencil, go ahead and write this down right now. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So in this case right here, our point is always x1, y1, and our slope is always m. So let's talk about how this is applied. So if I were to say this, write an equation of a line with the point 2, 4 and a slope of 1/2, let's think about what that would look like. Well, we have a point and a slope, so we're going to put it in point-slope form. So our point is 2, 4, so we're going to label that x1, y1, and our slope of 1/2 we're going to label m. All right, now all we have to do is plug this in to point-slope form. So we have y minus our y1 value, which is 4, is equal to your m 1/2 parentheses x minus the x1, which is this 2. Guys, this is actually all you have to do for right now. This is us putting it in point-slope form. Let's look at one that's a little bit harder. It says, write an equation of a line with the point -3, -7, and a slope of 2. Okay, in this case right here, -3, -7, let's go ahead and write that down. We're going to label this x1 and y1, and our slope of 2 we're going to label m. All right, we're going to just plug this into our original formula. So we're going to say y minus, what's my y1 value? It's -7 equals my m of 2, parentheses, x minus my x1, which is -3. Now this isn't all the way pretty. We know when we have minus a negative, that needs to turn into a positive. So this is actually going to become y plus 7 equals 2, parentheses. Again, we have minus a negative. Let's change that to a positive, x plus 3. And this is the equation we were looking for. All right, let's take it one step further. And if you need to pause and do that again, go ahead and you're welcome to do that. It says this, given the points 4, 6, and 1, -3, write an equation of the line. Well, right now we don't have our slope, but we can actually easily figure that out. Let's remember what we talked about last week. When I have 2 points and I'm finding slope, I'm going to put those 2 points in a table. I have 4, 6, and 1, -3. We know when we're finding slope, we're really finding delta y, the change in y, over the change in x. So we're going to draw our arrows and put this into our delta y, delta x. So this becomes -3 minus 6 over 1 minus 4. -3 minus 6 is getting more negative. Y'all are definitely welcome to use your phone calculators right here. Okay, so this, you can even type that in. It's going to be -9, and then 1 minus 4 becomes -3. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we have our m value of 3. But we aren't actually done because we haven't written an equation. But I have 2 points to choose from. I have 4, 6, and 1, -3. Now, I'm always going to pick the ones that don't have negatives, but you can choose either of these points. So I'm going to label this x1 and y1. So when I plug this in, it's going to be y minus y1, which is 6, equals the m, which is 3, parentheses, x minus 4. Now maybe you should take a moment, see if you can use this same m and plug in this point right here. I'm going to do the same so you can check yourself. So one thing I hope you noticed as you were plugging it in, maybe you paused it, minus a negative, this is going to turn into y plus 3. All right, we have 2 more harder problems we're going to do. So let's look at what this says. It says, given the equation, and this is actually in point-slope form, so we know that's actually the slope right there. That's my m. It says, write the equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So when we were back in school, we said slope-intercept form, we have to get y by itself. So what's in the way of y being by itself right now? If I draw the line, I see it's this -4. But if I'm solving for y, the first thing I have to do is simplify the right side right here, okay? So I'm gonna draw my arrows. So 2 times x gives me 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now what I have left over here is y minus 4. Is y by itself yet? No. I need to get rid of this -4. The opposite of -4 is +4. This becomes a 0 pair. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Well, I'm going to add 4 to the 6. So this becomes y equals 2x plus 10. Now I know that I have an m value, my slope, which is 2, and my b value, which is my y-intercept of 10. So we can easily go back and forth between these 2 points. Okay, hopefully you've been taking notes. We're gonna put it all together with the hardest type of problem you will see now. All right, stick with me. It says this: given 2 points, write the equation of the line. All right, well, the very first thing I have to do is find my m, no matter what, that's slope. So I'm gonna take these 2 points and I'm gonna put them in a table. So we have -3, -6, -1, -2. All right, we're gonna draw our arrows. All right, on top I'm looking for delta y, and on bottom I'm looking for delta x. Remember, delta just means change. So this is -2 minus -6 over -1 minus -3. Now, you guys know this. Minus a negative turns to a positive. Minus a negative turns to a positive. All right, -2 plus 6 is the same thing as 6 minus 2, so this is going to be 4. -1 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 minus 1, so this is 2, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Boom, step 1. So we know our m is 2. Now I got to pick one of these points to plug in. Since they're both negative, it doesn't really matter which one you choose, so I'll just use -3, -6. So this is my x1, and this is my y1. All right, let's plug this into our point slope formula. In any test y'all take, or anytime you see this in Algebra 2, geometry, you'll always have the formula chart, so you don't have to have that memorized. So maybe write that down somewhere right now. All right, let's plug it in. So y minus y1, which is -6, is equal to our m value of 2, parentheses, x minus my x1, which is -3. Minus a negative, positive, minus negative, positive. Now here's what I want to tell you. This is correct. I would totally give you credit for it. It is an equation of the line. It uses both of those points. But sometimes it's going to ask for it to be in slope-intercept form, so I want to make sure you know how to do that as well. On your Khan Academy today, this is what they're going to be looking for, but on some of the other tests, it might be this. So if I wanted to put it in slope-intercept form, I need to get y by itself. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this 2. So draw your arrows. 2 times x is going to give me 2x. 2 times 3 is going to give me 6. And over here I have y plus 6. So in order to get rid of this plus 6, we're going to say minus 6. Minus 6. 6 minus 6 is actually 0. So you have 2 ways you can write this, you guys. You can say y equals 2x plus 0, or you could even say y equals 2x. All right. Good luck on the rest of your practice. Send me a message if you need any help.